test. Gotta see how loudly I have to talk.
Hi, hello, welcome.
Smile like that.
It's a regular smile.
It's crystal clear, we never figured the struggle straight along the way, but having you by my side makes everything okay. We're watching video clips of all types of shits, laughing out loud, we really hate this crowd, and we don't know where to go, hopefully take it slow. Lots of hustler minds will reject the decline, our approach to life and that, well that's just fine. We wanna let others live because it's none of our business. We press your chest upon our mess. There's so many minds, hey, I'd like to align. See beyond this place, we want a part of this race. We do what we can, you better tap out, man. You're about to pass out or get a pick for the cloud. Why is it so hard out here? Lately it's so weird. Try to stay woke and humble and joke. It's f***ing hard out here.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of It's Hard Out Here. We are in the middle of the severe thunderstorms
Something like that.
on February 10th, 2024. We're doing laundry. You can hear the hail hitting the car, so that's pretty sweet.
You can see it too. The little baby balls.
Our clothes are drying right now. We have to bring our clothes from the inside outside to the car, and it's like pouring.
It'll probably pass in 30 minutes or so.
I don't know, this looks thick.
This is awesome.
Like we cannot see outside the windows, obviously. But like those clouds were super thick and heavy.
Yeah.
It was calm minutes before this. It just started.
Yeah.
And so now here we are. So that's cool. Our clothes are drying and then they're going to be soaked all over again.
I will just cover them up.
I don't have anything to cover them with.
You have to sacrifice your jacket.
That's not going to cover the whole. What is it? It's not a hamper. What do you call it?
Basket?
Yeah. The laundry basket.
But it'll help.
I don't know. I don't have the tarp in the car anymore. I haven't put it back in the car.
You can use one of the towels and it'll just get a little wet and then you can hang it out.
Yeah. I guess I have to do that. So that's cool. So a little bit of an update. We were able to find some employment, and I don't know. Are you okay with saying which one of us it was? Since
Yeah, I think everyone knows it was me.
I don't think we were clear on that. The last episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Because thank you to everyone who reached out.
Yeah, but thank you for everyone that reached out and asked and offered work. That is really cool. I did, I'm just serving. It's the quickest thing to get into, which is actually, that's not really true. This is a saturated market. It is not the busy season. It's not the hiring season. And I knew that, but I was really hoping that my experience would get me in the door somewhere. And I'm not trying to even get into a position that I was in. I'm just trying to get money in any way. And like even other fields seems like it's kind of a difficult time for jobs. I don't know if anybody follows along with like Reddit job postings or communication boards where they're talking about how difficult it is, even in like the tech world or just a variety of places. It's not great. But yeah, I landed something and we'll see if it is worth it, because you never know how much you're going to make in the serving world. They can tell you an estimate, but you really don't know until you put in like a month or two and you get like an average, and then you may not know if the next month is going to look the same because you're depending on people to give you their money even after they've bought their meal. It is a very weird system.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that our minimum wage hasn't gone up in what feels like 20 years or something like that. Like, it's crazy. It's still at what, 7.25, 7.50?
7.25, yeah.
7.25, $7.25 is what by law you are required to pay hourly employees. That is insane.
That literally does nothing. It pays
makes
for nothing.
no sense. That is so crazy to me. I don't know what kind of ass backwards society we live in, but it is wild. And I mean, that's only one aspect of it. You know, there's so many other things about it that are like that. It's so strange. But yeah, so we don't even know if we're going to be able to even make enough, even though you do have employment right now. You know,
Yeah.
that's sketchy, dude. It's
Yeah. So I've continued applying to other places because you just need something that will be stable.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
And then come to find, like, people that are like hustling out there, you know, they're not getting paid well either for like the 1, 2, 3 jobs that they have, you know, and that's how they kind of make it, is by having those multiple jobs. The accumulation, or like the combination of them, rather, is like making it work for them.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
That sucks that even with that much work, you're still not making a livable wage. You
That
shouldn't
is
be
wild.
doing that much work to have a livable wage.
Yeah. I don't know, like, it's just so subjective on how we place value on people's time and efforts, you know? And then I'm sure there's a lot to say about the people that are employers that can't afford to pay more than what they pay, you know? For some of them. I'm sure not all of them. I'm sure a lot of them can't afford to pay a little bit more, but
Yeah.
they also want to be like comfortable and live comfortably, you know? And that's understandable. And they're within their rights to do that, but it just seems kind of effed up, you know? Like, it's just like, oh man, I get it, that's rough. And you can always say, like, well, okay, then just don't go work for them, right? It's like, yeah, sure, but at the same
Sometimes you
time,
don't have a choice.
exactly. At the same time, like, people just need money. You need work, you know? It's hard. And that's crazy. That's why a lot of the times, I guess, immigrants will just take whatever they can, right? And they get paid absolute crap. But I mean, they're there and they're doing the work, you know?
Like in a restaurant, dishwashers are sometimes paid, well, depending on the company, but most of the time they are paid like the worst wages. And they're such the backbone of that place.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to continue doing what you're doing without having all of your things sanitized
Yeah.
in such a quick manner. Like
Yeah.
they have to have so much speed, they have to have so much efficiency, and they're getting paid like $15 an hour, maybe. I know some places have done 14. Oh my gosh, it is horrible. They should be making way more money. It's ridiculous. I remember one place that I worked, they were like, yeah, but if we raise their wages, we have to raise everyone else's. It's like, yeah, you got to do that. So,
Well, I don't see what's wrong with like paying everyone the same amount, but that's like a livable wage. You know, just like do that. What's wrong with that? And then if you think someone's work is worth more, then okay, pay those people a little bit more, like whatever, you know. But I mean, I guess I don't understand financial.
yeah,
I don't know.
that would be cool. Just a
Workings?
place where everyone just gets paid the same and you're all just a part of the team. And it's
Well,
like,
I mean, essentially, yeah, because
Yeah.
the place, whatever it is, cannot operate with someone doing that job, right? And so they're just as vital as anyone else. I don't see what's so absurd about that, you know? Like the people that clean facilities, the people that are scrubbing the toilets, you know? It's like, yeah, they should probably be getting paid just as much as we are. Like, this is ridiculous. Because without this, like, clean facility, like, then you know what? Then leave it up to us to do it. How about that? Like, don't hire people to specifically do that job. Just incorporate it into whatever other job description, you know? Like, do that then. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's upsetting because I want people to be able to work and be comfortable, you know, because a lot of times people don't have fulfilling lives. And I see that a lot in the workplace, you know, because work is their life and they actually do personally benefit, like whether mentally or emotionally, from like silly things that I find very silly and stupid, like, oh, birthday month cupcakes for everybody, happy birthday, and then they put up the list of the birthdays, you know, for that month, so your name's on the board or whatever, or your department signs like a birthday card for you, and they feel so valued and appreciated. They're like, oh, thank you. I get that for some people because
Some
they
people
just
really enjoy
yeah,
it.
they don't.
That's all they have.
In my opinion, I don't know. I'm shooting a shot in the dark here, but I would assume it's because they don't have like a fulfilling life outside of work, you know? And like the other day, we had our quarterly evaluations, right? And essentially all it is like they're letting us know how we're doing, whatever, and that's fine. But then they also ask like, what sort of goals do you have for this year? And I was thankfully able to be very forward and honest with my supervisor, and I just let them know, like, I don't have goals here, dude. Like, I'm here to make a paycheck. I'm sorry. Like, I'm here to do the work. Whatever you all need me to do, I will do it within my agreed upon time slot. But after that, like, I'm not here to like develop in any ways. Like, I do that outside of work in my personal life, you know? Like, I try to work on my relationship and who I am as a human being, and I take like these classes that really push me physically, you know, and I challenge myself in those ways, and
Yeah.
I'm learning how to be like a freaking parent, you know, to these kids, and how to manage that and how to treat them, and you know, like I have so much else going on in my personal life that I don't know. I've never been motivated by labor, you know, like, oh, I've got to make sure that this paperwork is done correctly because
This is going to help
whatever.
me grow.
Yeah, yeah, right. Like, oh
Yeah.
man, I'm glad I did that. Like, I'm sure there's another. What did they used to say in Christianity? Like, there's another addition to my mansion in heaven for that one right there because I caught this error on
Oh
this
my
paperwork.
gosh. That's
No, I don't.
amazing.
Yeah, I don't think that's scriptural. That's just something that they would say in the churches. But
That's a funny one.
like the other day, we also have these like daily meetings, which I think are necessary for communicational purposes from shift to shift, sure. But they're just so silly the way they're executed. Like, it is so elementary and dumb, and like some of the people have fun with it. It's mostly the women that have fun with it because they're just like, oh, yeah, like all chipper and stuff. And I get that. I find it slightly annoying, but I'm there, whatever. You know, it could be worse. I could have much worse things to complain about. But the other day, someone recognized me because they're like, does anyone have any good news? Or like, did anyone want to recognize anybody for something that they did? And someone pointed me out for literally just doing my job. They were like, oh yeah, I want to
Oh,
mention
that's awesome.
Joelle for, you know, finding this thing, this error in this packet or whatever. And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, that's literally what we signed up to do. Like, why are you recognizing me for that?
It's in my job
That's our job.
description.
That's our sole function here in this lab, is to make sure the paperwork is done correctly.
Oh, that's a really good one. Yeah, I just love that you were able to say that to your superior and be like, you know, I'm good. I'm just here to do the job. I don't
Yeah.
need to see any growth. Because like when people go to jobs, they're like, I want to see what the growth chain is of like, do I have the ability to rise up in the community, or I mean, not the community, in the corporation, and yeah.
The community, we're a family. We get that. We used to
Do
get
they,
that.
I
I
was
don't
going
know
to say,
about
do
this
they
new
say
company.
that?
I don't know about this new company that we switched over to. But no, that's a great point. And to that point, I even said, I was like, if I have a need to try to get promoted, I will do that. Right now, I do not. So I'm chilling. Like, I'm all right where I'm at. And like, I don't want to learn anything. I don't want to take on any new responsibilities unless you're going to pay me more, you know? Like, I'm fine with where I'm at. Like, I have no motivation to move forward. I definitely don't want to be like supervisor level because that just doesn't seem worth it to me. I understand like time, like money is very important, but like my well-being is more important to me,
Yeah.
you know? And it's just,
Yeah.
it's not worth it to me. I don't know. I can get by. Like, I'm not out here making big purchases or taking like super like expensive vacations or anything like that. But like, it's because I don't like really need that kind of stuff, you know? Like I have fulfillment in a lot of areas in my life that doesn't require me to do. Thankfully, I don't have like a shopping addiction or anything like that, you know. So I don't like buy excessive amount of things. I buy things and I use them for as long as humanly possible
Yeah.
until they are like absolute crap and I cannot use them anymore. Like I
Yeah.
have T-shirts from high school still that I still wear that are now this year at 34 years old are now I'm using as pajamas. Finally. Before that, I would still wear them out and
Yeah.
about. Like yeah, as just like day-to-day clothes. And now they're pajamas because yeah, they're run down from high school.
Yeah. You don't waste. You really are smart with your spending.
I do waste for sure.
Where?
I will splurge once in a while when I
That's
can.
so rare.
It is, but it's when I can because like I save up, you know, and then I'm like, okay, now I can. And then I get scared because I spend so much and I'm like, oh crap, like I'm uncomfortable again. Like I have to start not, I have to stop spending and start saving again. That happened like 3 times in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I took the trip to the Northeast, you know, upstate. Yeah, I like blew through my savings at the time, and I was like, whoa, I don't like that. That's not comfortable.
Yeah.
So I had to start over again.
Yeah. I think with things like that, I would think like, oh, I didn't even need to do that, or oh, I didn't even want to do that.
Exactly, and that it's a crummy feeling because you're just like that's not worth it. I feel so insecure now, like it's not worth it to me. But I've always kind of been that way ever since I was a kid. I remember I had like $100 that I had gotten for like a birthday or something when I was like, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 or 10, somewhere around there. Dude, and I just held on to it for years. I didn't touch it. It was just
Wow.
there. Yeah. Because like, I don't know, the way that my parents would get things for me, it was just like you got to make sure that you really want it, you know, like think about it. We're not just going to buy it right here and now if just because you want it right here and now. You have to wait on it. And so I would sit on a lot of things, you know, and like months would pass by and be like, yeah, no, I still want it. And then they would get it for me and I'd be like, cool. But they would also tell me like, okay, but I have to save money
Yeah.
too for it. Okay. Like I'm going to put money away every month towards this thing that you want. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah. So
know?
make sure that you actually want it.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing to do. Like sit on it, think about it. Do you still really want it or need it?
Yeah.
It's a good one.
And it was, I don't think it ever really changed most of the time, which is fine, you know? But it helped me understand like one way of like going about like spending and purchasing, you know, items. And like the value of things and like, gosh, man, I accumulated so many toys. And by the time I was like 15, I was still playing with them. But I was like, man, this isn't cool. Like I'm 15 years old. I need to stop doing this. So I had to actively stop myself doing that because I was embarrassed.
Aw.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah. I had to like get rid of it and stuff. I like friends from like middle school and stuff. I think they did still see like my race car bed, my race car water bed that I had. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so I got some crap for that for sure. They made fun of me.
Really?
Oh yeah, they made fun of me for that, and I was like, yeah,
But you were having fun playing. You like even when you were 15, you were just like doing your thing.
yeah, I loved it. Yeah,
Hate people.
yeah. I would just like, I mean, I was already like skating and stuff, but I still enjoyed, even in skateboarding, I would keep to myself for the most part, you know? But yeah, I just enjoyed like being by myself, playing with my toys. Yeah.
I hate that you actively had to stop that. Like,
I didn't have to, just at the time, that's what I wanted to do, you know, because I was like, this isn't cool.
You're trying to be cool,
Yeah, for sure.
trying to get the chicks.
Yeah. Remember, I took a toy to a skate shop one time, and this was when I first started skateboarding. And, you know, back then, especially, dudes, they're like rough. They tease a lot, you know, make fun of, and just very rough around the edges and just slightly mistreating, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they grabbed my toy and they like contorted it. They like tied it up and stuff, and they were like laughing about it, and I couldn't like undo it. And then they saw that I got like super sad, and they were just like, "Oh man, look, you made him sad." And I was like super embarrassed, but I couldn't hide it. I was just like, "Man, you guys messed up my toy," because I always like take care of things, right? And
Yeah.
like I trusted them with it, and then they just like mistreated it,
Yeah.
and that like really bothered me, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was embarrassing. And it was funny because it was just like this little, it was a Woody doll from McDonald's, like a little 4-inch Woody doll from McDonald's, and it had plush arms and plush legs, so they like tied it up into like a knot, big knot, you know. And then I was just like all bummed out, I couldn't get it out, and then yeah, they untied it for me.
They did?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's funny. It was the owner of the skate shop that did it too.
Did he say sorry?
No, of course not. But for the most part, he was cool. Like he let us hang out there as kids, you know, just
Yeah.
like all day.
No.
They had a ramp in the back that they would let us skate too. So that's nice of them.
Yeah, I guess so. Give and take.
Yeah, that was at Skate City in El Paso. His name was Danny. I don't know. I never learned his last name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, did you keep those toys? Did you like put them up or what?
All my toys? No, I got rid of them. We would, my mom and my aunts, they have garage sales pretty much every summer. And so yeah, we sold them all at like a garage sale.
Dang.
I used to have like, my dad bought me a big old box that it was all wood, very simple, but it was made to look like a toolbox, but it was my toy box. So I had all my toys in there. And then I had like a little Monopoly pinball machine, and yeah, I had like a bunch of wrestling action figures, and like I had the ring and like the cage, and yeah, I had a lot of toys. I was all about like action figures, or just like, yeah,
You're so cool, dude.
it's pretty lame.
I think it's cool.
I did collect some for a little bit too,
Yeah.
you know. Some like a horror series of toys from the McFarlane series, and I think that's it. It's the only series I really collected. Yeah, I have like a couple wrestling toys. Like I never opened them. They're still in their packages.
Cool.
Yeah. But I mean, gosh, after going to that, what was it? The Galaxy Con that we took the kids to? That's like the community that's like into that kind of stuff, right? All the collectibles and stuff. I was like, wow, these people have like really great items, super old and well kept, and they're not selling. I mean, I'm sure they do sell here and there, but like they have a massive collection, you know?
Yeah.
So it like kind of discouraged me. I was like, man, I don't even have any. I barely have it. Like a small, like minuscule, like percent of what these people have. You know, it's crazy. And even then, like the ones I have aren't that old either, compared to some of the stuff that I saw.
Yeah.
That's still packaged, you know, and
Yeah.
preserved. I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Well, it's kind of like a museum. So a lot of people
Yeah.
probably don't even want to sell them. They're just like happy with having them. Maybe they're just
Yeah.
displaying it.
But all those were for sale.
Oh, well.
At the Galaxy Con, or I'm sure the same thing happens at like the Comic Cons or whatever else conventions.
Well.
But anyways, I don't even know how we got on that.
That you cared about the things that you have and
Oh,
they
just like
last.
how like I value things and take care of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's crazy. It's like I don't even have big spending habits, and it's like I'm kind of still just barely getting by. You know? I mean, one thing we kind of have in common, it's like this car isn't mine. It was gifted to me.
Yeah.
You know? I didn't have the money to purchase this, and it's still being paid for. That is a huge embarrassing fact of my life, but
Really?
yeah, yeah, for sure. I don't feel good about it, but you know, I've just been fortunate enough to have parents that can provide. I never asked them for anything. Like I didn't ask for this car at all.
Yeah.
I was riding my bike everywhere, and I was taking the bus everywhere. And then one year, my mom just surprised me. She's like, she drove to visit me, and she's like, "You like it?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's cool. It's a cute car. Like, I'm glad you got it. Like for yourself. That's nice." And then she just like coming like just hinting, you know, gesturing, like, "You like it? You like it?" And I was like, "Yeah, I already said it's cool. Like what? I don't understand."
Yeah. You're so literal, so
Yeah,
it's like,
I know. I was the last one to pick up on it because my aunt was with her too, and then my girlfriend at the time was there too, and like everybody knew except me. I was just like, And then yeah, I was just like, oh. And I was like, wow. It's like, all right. I didn't want to take it. You know, I was just like, I don't need it. Like, thank
Yeah.
you, but you know, what can you do? Sometimes my mom's just gonna be like, nope, I'm giving this to you. Like, take it. And I'm just like,
mother knows best.
yeah, to a certain extent, for sure. And a lot of times, yeah.
Yeah. But it ended up being, you know, like a blessing, right? You're happy with it?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I definitely haven't taken it for granted. And like, you know, it has allowed me to go places, which is nice. Yeah, so never forget.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. I did have to ask. I was like, I need this.
Yeah.
I need y'all to do this, please.
Yeah, I mean, with kids, it's harder for sure, you know, and like in the situation you were in too.
Yeah.
Bad.
And that's what I had told him. I was like, I cannot get out of this situation
Yeah.
unless I have my own means of transportation.
Right.
And where I was living too was so like away from everything. So it was like mandatory.
Yeah, you're super trapped.
Yeah. And it was awesome. It changed like everything. It was so cool. Like I just had this feeling of like freedom, and I was sort of like untouchable. Like it started this big, or it wasn't what started the chain of like me getting out, but it was like a really big wedge of like personal liberation. And it was really cool.
Yeah.
It was such a good feeling.
Yeah, yeah. It does. I mean, for anybody, having a vehicle provides a lot of like freedom, you know. I remember like being a teenager and getting my first car, you know, just like, God, it was so liberating, just like being able to come and go, you know, whenever I wanted almost. And especially with like skateboarding, I was like, oh, sick. I can like drive to the spots now. I don't have to like skate or ask for a ride. Yeah. Or like wait for my mom to come pick me up because I've gone too far and I don't want to skate all the way back. Like, hey, come pick me up. Where are you? I'm on the other side of town.
That's wild. Yeah. So yeah, that's funny that we're both fortunate that way, because cars are crazy expensive.
Yeah.
People spend so much money on them. You have to make a monthly payment. I mean, insurance alone is wild.
Yeah.
Insurance for a car is so expensive.
The insurance and the monthly payments, it's like, how? How are people doing
Plus
that?
rent?
And paying for rent. Yeah, exactly.
Or a mortgage.
Or a mortgage, yeah. But a lot of times they'll have roommates or a partner that they're living with, right? So that helps a lot. It does.
Yeah.
But there are some people that are just banking, you know, or they're doing all right and they have like really high paying jobs.
Yeah, true. Good job, y'all.
Yeah. They did it right, I guess.
I guess.
To the extent to which like they're taking care of themselves, you know, in that way. And like, yeah.
Yeah.
Just didn't expect it to be this crazy because
You're a
like
success.
what I'm making now is what my like the higher paid parent in my life was making. you know, and we were comfortable. You know, everything was fine. They had a house, they had cars, like it was totally fine. And I'm making just as much as they were.
We're like
And I can't even,
strapped.
yeah, I can barely afford to pay the rent and have like good quality food for myself. You know, I don't have to buy like the great value, which is the Walmart brand, or like, you know, the cheaper stuff that's loaded with preservatives and
The ultra
additives and all that
processed
stuff. Yeah, I
things.
can buy like grass-fed meats and, well, I mean, I do still buy like the conventional fruits. Yeah, but that, I mean, that I think that'll be okay. I don't know. It doesn't seem as bad as like,
The processed stuff.
right? Yeah, you know.
Yeah, which is, super proven to be the worst.
Yeah, it's still like natural, but it's also there's not like a lot of additives to it, I don't think, right? Maybe the pesticides that they spray on it, but usually the fruits that I'm eating are like peeled fruits.
Yeah, but it seeps in.
Sure.
Gets in there.
Yeah, but I mean there's still like, you know, some maybe filtration occurring. I don't know.
The next step is to be able to
Barrier.
afford organic.
Yeah, God, that's just so ridiculous that it's so much more expensive. And then a lot of the times it's not even like truly organic,
Yeah,
you know?
which
Kind of
that's
just,
wild.
yeah, because I have heard some farmers like talk about it. It's like the only reason they call it organic is because they do this one thing differently and that's it. Like the rest of it's the same.
Yeah, don't they still use
Just like, what?
pesticides
Yeah,
and stuff?
yeah, exactly. So that's wild.
So we gotta have our own stuff.
I mean, that's so funny that that idea is so like prevalent now, especially amongst like millennials. It's like, yeah, we're gonna go live in the woods, you know, start a homestead, just maybe a commune of some sorts. But
I think I've mentioned it before on the podcast, the memes about like everyone's polyamorous because it's the most affordable thing to do. Like we're all trying to get into a house or something.
oh yeah, oh, gosh.
Or it takes a village.
If only, you know. Well, there's so many more like behavioral dynamics that you have to address with that stuff.
I think other people get along better than we do with like other people.
I don't think so.
No?
No, I think it blows up. I think it blows up for sure. I don't know. Maybe not. I feel like it does. I don't see a lot of people in
Succeeding?
like bigger living situations that like last.
Excuse
You know?
me. Yeah.
Like if you get a bunch of people living together in a house, there's a lot of what do you call it? There's a lot of friction. From what I've seen
Yeah.
in my experience, you know, and then what I've like experienced myself, like living in a house with
Lots of people.
lots of people. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I was thinking about the last time I lived with a bunch of people.
Yeah, you guys were crazy though. It was when you were young too. You were in your 20s, right?
Yeah, very young.
Yeah, so that's essentially just like a party house.
It was.
Yeah, you know,
for sure.
that age. Yeah.
I mean, most of the inhabitants were a band, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, even then, like the jiu-jitsu community, apparently a lot of these people live together, you know, that are just trying to be like professional athletes.
yeah.
It's like, whoa.
I guess if you're in the same type of mindset, it works out okay because they're all super disciplined and stuff, and they're all,
They're not,
got a
though.
schedule and working on things.
I don't think they are. I don't think they're as disciplined as you would expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And plus, I don't know if it's working out for them or not.
Yeah, I was going to say that haven't really heard a lot of them talk about it too much, you know. You'll get like little snippets of it because a lot of the times they'll have podcasts too where they're talking about their lives or whatever. But and recently we had just had someone on who knows some people that are like a little bit more popular in the jiu-jitsu community out here, and they were like, yeah, they all live together. I was like, what?
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's wild.
I bet it's fun. I wonder if they have Mets.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Yeah, they have to.
Just jiu-jitsu all the time.
And honestly, you know what? They also probably live very like minimalistic. You know, they don't splurge. They don't buy all this weird fancy stuff. They're just like, no, I don't need, because I mean, what is life for them? You know, it's just like training.
Yeah.
You know, what do you need for that?
No couches, just mats.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of times fighters or, you know, athletes will live at gyms, you know?
Yeah.
They don't need a lot. They just have that one thing. I don't know. Unless you're a select few or a couple that seem to be thriving and they buy expensive vehicles and houses and then they get broken into and stolen and
Biden's America.
baby, gonna get us beat up. No, that sucks though. No matter like who you are, like
Yeah.
that still sucks to have your things stolen like that. You know, it's a violation for sure.
Yeah, it must feel so shitty.
Oh, absolutely.
I would feel so bad.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that sucks.
But it is kind of,
That was just a hilarious thing to say.
it's a little funny.
Like, what? But also that sucks that happened. But
Biden's America.
hilarious thing to say.
And then, yeah, dude, in Abbott's, Texas, in, I don't know, what else? In God's country. Like, we
Yeah.
can take this so many places.
I like that one.
It's awesome. It was a good one.
I like that one.
Don't kill me.
Don't make a reel out of
Don't
this
hurt
one.
me. Don't hurt me. But it's
They're not
funny.
gonna waste any time
It's
on
just
us.
speech. It's just speech. It's
Freedom
freedom
of
of speech.
speech.
Yeah. Come on. We can all agree there. What's up? America.
Yeah.
Anyways, in America, we are struggling.
Yeah.
And hopefully this particular restaurant works out. We will see. The restaurant industry seems so abusive, y'all.
It's toxic.
I don't
Oh my
understand
gosh.
why people have to be so aggressive and like mean and inconsiderate in the restaurant
Just
industry.
because you're in a powerful position or a managerial or ownership type situation, why are you yelling at people? Like,
Yeah.
why don't you have the ability to communicate your concept and your needs without yelling or belittling people?
Yeah, that's
Like,
crazy to me. See,
you can't
see,
do that.
That's what happens when we have too many rights. People don't get hit, they don't get knocked out, and they don't get put in their
That's a
place.
part of it.
Who the hell do you think you are yelling at me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit you.
I mean, it's harassment. You're harassing me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to defend myself. But I'm wondering if like something like that occurs, how I'll deal with it. Because previously I'm just like, okay, I understand, you know, whatever, and just accept it. But there were a couple times where I did like stand up for myself because I was also in a better position and be like,
Yeah, for sure.
that's not correct.
Yeah.
No. So,
And I think there are cool and calm, collective ways that you can address those situations. You know, it doesn't always work though, which always catches me by surprise. Funny enough, but you know, if someone's like getting excitable, and you just be like, "Whoa, okay, look what's happening right now. Can we calm down, please, first, and then discuss this like mature adults?"
gosh, you can't even say that to people.
I think you can.
But then they react, like, you never know how they're going to react to that.
And then you just point it out. You're like, look, you're still doing it. Like, why this isn't necessary, and this is inappropriate and like not acceptable. Like, I understand that you have an issue. I would like to discuss it, not shout about it. This isn't okay.
Yeah.
You know, I had a situation recently too with a coworker where I took them something and I was trying to explain to them or trying to figure out what happened first of all. And they were already just like over it by the time I walked up because I'm in like the quality department and anytime quality shows up, everyone just like rolls their eyes and just like, oh God, here we go. But I'm just like, what happened? Why'd you do this? And they were like, I did it because of this. And I'm like, okay. Like, so I don't think this was necessary. You next time just like do this, and I think that'd be better, save you some time also. And on top of that, we're missing they had essentially made a copy of something. And I was like, well, where's the original? And they're
Yeah.
like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, next time just give us the original. Like, you don't have to do this copy in this particular situation. But they were just getting all like flustered and upset. And like, I told him, I was like, whoa, dude. I was like, I am just trying to work with you, okay? I'm trying to figure out what's going on and work with you and try to make this easier for next time so you don't have to go through all this next time, okay? But I got so worked up, like I couldn't even think straight, you know? I was like, I was pissed. I was like, my God, who the hell do you think you are, dude, getting so worked up over this?
I realize like they don't want to be called out on something that they did wrong.
Yeah, I get that.
People don't react well to criticism.
Right.
That's like a learned thing, I guess.
It is,
You
yeah.
gotta deal with that.
It does take work. You have to like really dial in, you know, and just be self-aware and be like, okay, well, gotta take a beat, gotta take a minute, a second, whatever. Just like, I hate it too when I get like corrected or something, you know, I'm just like, okay. Like I'm fiery inside for sure. But I just do my best to just try to take it, be like, okay, I'm like, yep,
In a professional setting, you're just like, you're not going to lash out or anything. And
Yeah.
you're not going to show that.
Yeah.
Because it's professional.
yeah.
We know how to handle ourselves.
Not even that though. It's just like manners, dude. It's just
Yeah.
like being polite. Like screw all the professional workplace nonsense, you know?
You know how to
Like
be a
it
good
should,
human.
yeah, it should just be about being like a good person, you know?
Not a lot of people have the tools for that.
No, for sure. And like they hate their lives and themselves or whatever too. And understandably because it's freaking rough out here. It's so hard out here. Everyone's on edge.
Yep.
But like, yeah, it's like it doesn't help that we treat each other that way, you know?
Well, there's no like start where it's like you can't be ready for anything at the go because you're always just so stressed.
Right.
And so like your ability to react is always stunted because you're not in a good place
Yeah.
to begin with. So you
Yeah.
never get like an even.
Yeah. And it's hard. It is a practice. It's a discipline. You have to really just work on yourself, you know, to be able to get to that point where you and of course it's not going to be perfect. You're still going to have moments where you mess up, you know, but people like they break though, you know, like they have like breakdowns or meltdowns or just they have like episodes because they just like bottle it up too much. And you have to figure out how to deal with it, what works for you, you know. For me, it's like exercise. I go running and I exhaust myself to the point where I just don't care about anything. I'm just like, I'm just tired now. I just need to rest. That sounds great, you know.
Have yourself a good little cry.
Yeah.
get it out.
Cry it out. Just bawl, shout at the sky, like do something. Jesus, stop taking it out on everyone.
Don't do rage rooms. That doesn't help you. That actually tricks your brain into thinking that that's the good thing to do, to act out in rage whenever you're stressed.
I think it's okay as long as you can control it and know that you can only do that in those types of settings and not just out in the world. You know, like, oh, I got to go to the rage room this weekend. Or like if it's your own personal items that you're like done with, like, oh, okay, I'm going to go smash this. Like, oh yeah, go for it. You know, it's your thing. Like whatever, do whatever you want with it. It's yours.
Interesting. I don't know. Because I've never been one to like when people do the like, I've got to scream into a pillow or something, you know? It's like, well, okay.
Yeah, no, I think it's sometimes it's necessary because I get really fired up and like it does help to like release that energy in that format, so to speak, you know? And it feels better afterwards. But as long as I'm not like directing it at anybody, I don't see an issue with it, you know?
Yeah.
But I still want to punch people.
If you're like, see, it doesn't help.
But I don't. I control myself. Like all of this is to say like you have to control yourself.
No.
You know, you have to express your feelings and emotions and angst or whatever in the appropriate ways, in healthy ways.
Yeah.
Go punch a bag. Go have a freaking, just even like a 2-minute round in jiu-jitsu, oh my gosh, that can,
Exhaust you.
yeah, that can really calm you down. Or it could also make you very upset too if you get like manhandled. You're
Yeah.
just like frustrated. You're just like, oh,
Can't do nothing.
everything sucks. Yeah.
I've seen that.
Oh yeah, that happens. But you get used to it. If you like can just learn to accept that, like, yeah, okay. Like I'm not what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not invincible. You know? I can easily be manipulated physically and like overpowered, you know?
Yeah, I think it's funny that we're saying like you got to control yourself, but people just don't have the ability to. Like they don't have the tools. Like it's easy for us to say it because we know how to do it, but people don't know how or don't know how to start learning how.
Yeah, nobody teaches them. Nobody teaches us really. Yeah, that's a big issue. And I think, you know, instead of like that's something that should be incorporated into like the public education system, you know, things like that. Just like self-control.
Therapy in school.
Discipline and just correct values, man. But I don't know. I mean, public education system's a whole nother animal that we
Yeah.
could have a podcast about. Just insane. And then like it's suspicious too how it was like created and implemented too, especially for like post-industrialization. You know, what it actually serves to do seems problematic.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, we have no way out of it yet until we can get everybody on the same page and have some sort of revolt, or maybe even implement the checks and balances that have been supposedly, you know, established and implemented in our society. If we can like get back to those roots, maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about it though. About the American foundations, you know, of the system
Yeah.
and what it was supposed to do and how it was supposed to function and operate. It just seems like it's not doing that so well. There's a lot of sketchy things that go on. There's a lot of loopholes, it seems like.
Yeah,
I
for
don't
sure.
know. But I'm
Very
speaking in
sure.
very vague terms because I obviously do not have detailed information on that or knowledge.
Maybe we just gotta figure out how to play the game.
Well, then that's essentially what most people do. They figure out how to play it and take advantage of it and exploit it. And in doing so, they exploit people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
It's horrible. But that's the world we live in. And I don't know.
Exploitation for all.
I can't help but like think, yeah, we need like some sort of epic revolution, massive revolt. But you know, getting everyone on the same page just seems impossible.
It does.
There's so many people out there that just do not give a damn about
Yeah.
anything, and they will just loot and take whatever they want and cause people harm and just engage in violence and like, you know, against
Yeah.
anyone who's anyone.
I don't mind the looting, it's the violence that's crazy. But also, like, if all of us, like, I don't know, general strike has been brought up many, many times and it doesn't go anywhere. But
Yeah, exactly.
what's terrifying is that, like, it's within the U.S.'s rights to just mow down people of their own nation. So
Yeah.
it's like, why would we do that? So it would take a huge sacrifice and people would have to understand that. And
Yeah, we would literally all have to die in order for anything to get done. Probably.
you think they'd kill us all?
They'd kill a good amount of people for sure, I think, until like someone in power or a group of people in power would be like, okay, whoa, we can't do this. Like, come on, who's gonna build the economy? Who's gonna work on the economy? I think that's essentially what it would come down to. You know, they'd be like, hey, if we kill all the workers, we're not gonna have the things that we have. You know.
Yeah. I don't think it would ever get there though, because we're not revolutionaries. We're not like the ones before us that really did do some things. We're not even like other people in other countries that revolt, that take to the streets, that put their lives on the line.
Yeah, and they have been a lot of like they always have. They always have. You know, it just doesn't seem as advertised. It doesn't seem very advertised in the States.
Yeah, of course not. They're going
Yeah.
to give us information like that.
Yeah,
They're
but
not
like
going to put that out there.
like other countries, people they gather and they collect and then they take to the streets. Like it is crazy. Yeah. And they occupy their government buildings, you know. They don't give a damn. It's crazy. But I mean, yeah, if you're at the like your wit's end, you know, just absolutely done with it all.
Yeah,
But
they
we're
give
not there
us,
yet.
no, they give us just enough comfort to keep us complacent.
Yeah, and we have so many things that are like distracting and nice, you know, that we do engage in. It keeps us at bay.
Yeah. Like we get to have our little fun stuffs.
And on top of that, we're also ill-informed. You know, because I feel silly like even discussing these things because I don't know. I feel like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know shiz about shiz.
Yeah, right, exactly. I was trying to think of a way to say it, and I was like, But anyways, I mean, all you can do is try, right? We're out here trying. We're out here trying. I'm gonna continue trying. We're doing it.
Good luck, everyone.
Maybe some of y'all feel the same way about things. Maybe you can provide additional information and knowledge, and you can come on here and talk about it with us. You know, that'd be cool. Make
Yeah.
us share some knowledge with us, so we can learn and we can learn together. We can learn to look out for one another. That'd be sweet. I mean, community goes such a long way. You know,
Yeah.
when we actually care about one another.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing what human beings can pull off if we really work together.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's tough because we're all dramatic and we all don't get along. And apparently, when we get into groups, we just argue.
yeah,
So it's like,
ye old mythos. Sorry, my brain just went somewhere else. Because I was thinking of the mythology of like the Tower of Babel in the Bible, where humanity built this tower just trying to reach the heavens, and the whole moral of the story is like that humanity became too egotistical, and so God had to check them, and in doing so, he destroyed the tower and confused the people so that they could no longer communicate, and that's where different languages came from and different races came from and all that stuff.
that dude is so rude.
Yeah, he's a dick. The God of the Bible is a dick. Seems more like human or like biological than anything else, you know. It doesn't seem too impressive, honestly.
Oh, it makes a lot of sense why we're so lame.
Super jealous and angry all the time. And petty.
We're made in his image, so
And obsessed with your sexuality for some reason. My God.
no wonder we're all jacked up.
Can't touch yourself. It's weird, man. It's creepy. Yeah. And then like calling us his children and then impregnating one of his children so he can have himself birthed as in human form.
That's the funniest story.
It's a great story. It's awesome.
My gosh.
It's hilarious. And then sacrificing himself to himself just like for a bad weekend, even though it's like an eternal being.
He went on a bender.
Yeah, for one weekend. For like 4 or 5 days, maybe a week. I don't know. I don't remember how long the flogging and all that took.
What a weird way to like put a lesson onto humans. So like, look how crappy y'all are.
What do you mean?
Like this is what I had to do to show you
Oh, yeah.
how crappy you are.
But even then, it wasn't even like really like a sacrifice because it's like you're still alive, dude. You didn't kill yourself, really.
Oh my gosh, so
It's like
weird.
it's just like smoke and mirrors, you know. Like, oh look, I'm dead. Just kidding. I'm still alive. Oh, because I resurrected. And it's like, oh okay. What?
Y'all can't do anything to me. You're terrible. But it didn't matter. I'm better than this.
I don't know, but yeah, it's a weird thing. It's a weird thing to believe in. It's pretty crazy. But you know, what do I know?
No shade to our followers that are into that.
For sure. It's a weird thing I believe in. I can't think of anything. Someone would have to point it out to me.
You don't really have beliefs like that. Like, do you have any conspiracy theories that you're just like, dang, that's cool?
Oh, I
Yeah.
love conspiracy theories for sure, but like
Yeah,
I
but that
don't.
you believe in?
Yeah, I don't go all in. Like I'm not committed to them. I'm just like, hey, that's interesting.
Yeah. There's one that you kind of want. You're just like, man,
Oh,
that's.
yeah. Which one?
I don't want to say.
Why not?
I don't know.
Is it bad? I don't think it's bad. Well, say it. Say it.
Well, not that you believe in it, but you're like, that would be cool if it was real.
Uh-huh. Which one?
It's like I lost all the words to describe it.
Okay. Maybe next time. All right. We got to go. We're like 30
And it
minutes
stopped
past.
raining.
I know. Yeah, this was a long one. Sorry, y'all. Sorry if we bored you. Excuse me. Yeah, we're going to keep on trucking along and do what we do. And hopefully things will work out one day. And if they don't, well, at least we tried, I guess. Jeez. That's so depressing. That is depressing for sure. It's like, oh man, I just tried and it just never worked out. But you know what? Sometimes that's the reality. That is the reality of the matter.
Yeah, but we didn't give up everything for our dreams,
It's
so
unfortunate.
that's why it's not working, obviously. You have to live inside your car. You have to destroy everything about your life in order to succeed.
No, you also have to be good.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it takes like skill too. You have to like be good at what you're trying, because you can do all that and it still won't work out sometimes because you have to actually be good.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can get better. Okay.
Which thing?
So much to do.
Which thing?
This?
Oh, okay.
At least.
At least.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I say about 5 years in, we should reevaluate, revisit whether or not this is worth doing anymore.
All right. Sounds good.
You know, see where it goes. I hope it can take off, but
I hope that we're still having as much fun.
got to put in the work. Yeah. It is nice. I thought about it the other day, like removing this from our lives, and I was like, oh man, then I'm going to feel like empty. Like I don't have anything else.
You have
like
lots of
things. Sure, but I mean like I would have to like discover something new, you know, sure, but like taking it away initially would just be like, oh man, that sucks. Like I miss it now, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, because I like it.
Yeah, I still very much enjoy it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining us again, and like and subscribe, comment, and reach out to us. Let your friends, let your family, let your kids know that we can have them on, and that would be great. And you can come on too. That'd be awesome. We would love to have you. We have some guests lined up, or in mind at least. We have to reach out and schedule that around our schedules, and hopefully your schedules line up and all that good stuff. It's fun. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you so much for looking out for us and sharing some resources and
Yeah, we do appreciate
trying. Like, we really am so glad that you shared things with us.
that. From the very bottom of our hedonistic hearts. Thanks. Bye.